Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. The last couple of days have been very busy for me, and this past weekend I was away on vacation, so because of this, I haven't been able to make as much progress on my RC projects. I'm still working on this week's video. It'll probably be out in the next day or two, but since I want to make it a point to upload at least once a week on this channel, I thought I'd make a quick video of me chatting about a topic to fill the gap between last week's video and the next one. The topic of this video is a question that I've received on a few occasions, as well as seen posted many times online. And that is, should I get a 3D printer? And if so, what printer should I get, and how much will it cost? Of course, the answer to this question will vary from person to person, so it's impossible to give a definite answer. However, I'll give you my thoughts on the subject and some information to help anyone who is uncertain make a decision. I won't be going into too much detail about what specific 3D printer is best or all the different types of 3D printing technology. I'm just going to keep things short and simple for this video, and if you want more information, I'll provide some links in the description. So if you don't already know, I do a lot of custom RC builds, which pretty much always use at least some 3D printed parts. I've been into 3D modeling for about 7 years, into 3D printing for around 4 years, and although I've been in RC vehicles since I was a kid, I've become much more involved in the hobby the last 2 to 3 years, a big part of that being because of 3D printing. From small parts like rear view mirrors and spoilers, to complete chassis and bodies, there is enormous potential for what can be made, and the technology is only getting better every year. 3D printing has and will continue to play an increasing role in the RC hobby, especially with scale off-roading, scale drifting, drones, realistic aircraft, and scale ships. As awesome as 3D printing is, it is important to keep in mind its limitations. Consumer-grade 3D printers generally only print plastic, resin, and nylon parts, and are incapable of making high-strength metal parts. Also, lower-cost consumer-grade printers generally aren't capable of making detailed small parts, so making small-scale accessories to add detail to your crawler or drift car may be a challenge with a low-budget printer. And keep in mind that consumer-level 3D printing is still relatively new. Although there has been huge advancements over the years, the technology is still evolving. So to answer the question of whether or not you should get a 3D printer, it depends. I think in order to get the most out of a 3D printer, it's best to have at least some knowledge of 3D modeling. Sure, there is an impressive and growing library of free 3D models you can print from places like Thingiverse, and for some that might keep them satisfied, but being able to design your own custom parts will really increase the potential of what you can do. Plus, there is a lot of free and easy to use CAD software out there that make it easy for anyone to design their own basic parts. Another thing to think about is the cost. Quality 3D printers are not cheap. There are a lot of 3D printers out there in the $100 to $500 range. Personally, I've not had great experiences with low-budget printers in the past. However, that was several years ago, and things may be better now. But 2 years ago, I bought a MakerGear M2 for $1,700 to use as my primary FDM printer for PLA and ABS prints. And ever since day one, I've been really impressed by the print quality and reliability of this printer. You definitely get what you pay for. I will include a link to 3D Hub's annual 3D print guide. I've found 3D print hubs to be a great resource for learning about 3D printing and 3D printers, and the community there is great as well. But if you're not interested in learning 3D modeling, aren't very tech savvy, or you don't have much money to spend, you might want to hold off on getting a 3D printer, at least for now. As the years go by, there will be more publicly available 3D models for anyone to download and print, and the technology is going to continue to get better and more affordable. Plus, keep in mind there are services like 3D Hubs and Shapeways that let you upload a CAD file, pick out what material you want the part made in, and then they print it and mail it to you. Or in the case of 3D Hubs, you also have the option of picking it up in person if the hub is near you. If you only want a few parts every now and then, these services are great. But if you need a lot of parts, the cost of these services can add up to the point where it makes more sense to spend your money on a printer of your own. There are also a number of companies and individuals in the RC community that sell 3D printed RC car, truck, plane, drone, and boat parts and accessories. There is a great variety of designers out there making awesome, unique parts. And it's nice to be able to support other individuals and small businesses in the community. Also, if you have a printer and some 3D modeling skills, designing custom parts and selling them to other hobbyists is a nice way to earn a little extra cash, or use for a trade. But be careful, as some of these parts seem way overpriced and low quality, and watch out for those who take free, publicly available models from places like Thingiverse, print a bunch of them out, and then sell them as though it's their own design. But hopefully you found this video helpful. I don't think any of what I said was really mind-blowing or anything, but hopefully it at least gave you some insight to some things you might want to think about if you're not sure whether or not you want to get a 3D printer. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will do my best to answer it. Also, be sure to check out the links in the description. Lots of good info on different 3D printers and 3D printing in general. I may do more videos with this format in the future, I don't know, let me know what you think. I enjoyed making this, and any excuse to play BeamNG for 7 minutes sounds good to me. As I said at the beginning, I will have a build video going up soon, as well as some crawling videos too, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of those. And if you liked the video, I would appreciate it if you give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.